Perfect. We got L Jack in the background. Yes, sir. Another one. What's happening? Come to the stream now. We 4 weeks in and we coming up every week. Come to the stream now. You think we doing this out of our garage? No, we downtown. We on
4 weeks in, 4 parlays.
Baltimore City, looking over at Inner Harbor. Get with me.
Regis is your joint, right?
What's that weapon? VB guest.
You said VB guest?
Yeah.
Connect. You know the key?
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Yeah, what's happening, family? PMoore Parlay, PMoore Parlay. You know, it's live right now.
Another day, another day. Folks. Another episode of Sharp and Minnows. We're gonna get into it. We letting the oven get warm. We letting the oven get warm.
Are you in here, I'm gonna send this to you. Can you send this to like your story? I'll just do that, the YouTube now. You probably can, right?
Yeah, what you trying to do?
Like, can you just, what I sent you, can you post it to your story? Because the people in my group are trying to repost. And because you posted something and tagged me, I can repost it, but no one else can repost it. Because your stuff on your story ain't shareable, I don't think, because it's a business account.
No, I just gotta
Make shit shareable.
yeah.
Yeah, like my stuff is shareable already, look. But I can't look to see like what other people.
No, I can't repost it. You just give me the link, that's all.
But if we make it if I make it a post,
If you make it a post, it's different.
One more link. I'm gonna just post it on my story. Tune in live for the lives.
About to get it popping. About to get it popping. Stay tuned for the live. Don't leave. Don't leave.
I don't count the days, make the days count. I don't count the bands, make the bands count.
Post. Sharp next. Tag. Can I put a link on here? What's it called again? Tag products. And tag. I can put it in the what's it called? Caption. That's what I'm gonna do. We can start. Let's say tune in live at 8.
You're one person leave. Mic check. Mic check. Okay, we got a 5-second delay. That's cool. All right, we're gonna get things popped off, y'all. We got 4 minutes. We're gonna open the chat up. If you got a question, post it in the chat. If not, just wait for the locks. Wait for the locks. The locks are gonna be there.
Yeah.
Y'all wanna be a part of this. Trust me. We were 1 away from 5,500. I don't know if you checked the story last week. I don't know why I put Wyoming, thinking that who was the Wyoming quarterback? Josh Allen? Josh Allen with the Wyoming. So I don't know for what I thought Josh Allen
went
was
to South Dakota.
No, that's where Carson Wentz went. North Dakota State.
He went to Wyoming?
Yeah, Josh Allen was
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's different.
I mean, Wyoming is not a good school.
He's different, right. If you out there in the mountains.
They did win you some money this year.
Yeah. You already know. So, dude, we going live. The reason why we're doing this today is because people have been wanting to know more locks, more life, like DJ Khaled said. So we're gonna get right into it. Every week, shout out to Nitty Gritty Sports Talk. They've been with us from the jump.
Shout out my boy Keith, he's been with me since high
All
school
that
days.
PJ and them, man. Yeah, they definitely been holding us down. But we wanted to go live because we don't want to hide around the camera. This week is the week to bet. If you don't get your cards in this week, don't cry. Don't come hit me up on Monday morning like, yo, I see you just got 50 bands, yo. You trying to slide me some? The answer is no. When you see the Baltimore Sun do an article about, oh, sportscaster wins 100K off a $5 bet, don't try to tag me in your post to get clout. Don't do that. Don't do that. You had an opportunity to get here on the ground floor.
That's a no-no.
That's a no-no. Listen to what we got to say and heed our words. It's part of, you see him? He goes, you 5 minutes from Horseshoe Casino. Unfortunately, we sportsbook to cash out,
Yeah,
right?
listen.
But Caesars,
Put
give
in
us a
these
call.
parlays.
Caesars, give us a call. I see we got one live viewer. All right, so let's get right into it, man. You know, tough week. One away from 5,500.
Yeah.
Obviously that hurts, but it was a 16-team parlay.
Yeah, which is a long shot.
A lot of people are gonna say, well, why didn't you just drop a team?
Yeah.
Why did you need to go 16? Because that's what I do. That's what I'm known for. I'm known for the outrageous parlays.
Everyone has their niche, right? So
Right. I'm looking for 9, 10, 12 teams. That's what I'm known for. So don't ask me to drop a team. I just take it out. Just like y'all saw the person on FanDuel yesterday that could have cashed out at 10K, but he wrote it out, right? And what happened? He lost 74 bands.
he could have made what, 23? He was at 23 or
Yeah,
something?
there was one point he was at 2022, he could have cashed out, and then he even got to 10. He could have walked away with 10 bands in his pocket in Vegas. He did.
That's it.
He wanted to persevere, and his perseverance got him nothing.
Yep. On the flip side, my perseverance held off, you know, hit a 9-teamer, nothing too crazy to brag about, $30 into a stack we collecting every week. This is the 4th NFL week, 5th college football week. I've hit 4 parlays already. So if you know what a parlay is, it means I'm not putting up, I will do straight bets, but I'm not putting up a lot of money. I'm putting very minimal money to get a highly marginable profit, right? So let's say I spent, $150, $200 on parlays, right? This $130 parlay clears all those other bets, right? So if I win 1,000 and I lose was 200 minus 30, so I get this 30 back. So we're looking at 180 deducted from this 1,100. I mean, we're talking about plus $900 profit from $30. I mean, a lot of people, that's just an extra paycheck just to put as a buffer, right? But what you use is you put money in the bank. Yeah, that's daycare, that's diaper money, that's whatever's gonna have, and everything is going up. Milk, oat milk, silk, that it's expensive now, trust me. I don't care if you're organic or green, whatever you're eating or buying, it costs money, right? So what do? You put your profits in the bank and you go back to spending your same money management bankroll of 150 to 250 this weekend, right? So if the same thing happens, I'm clearing my profits. And just because I win more, I'm not going in and betting more larger increases of percentages of my bankroll, right?
Correct.
Until the strategy might change. I might start focusing on only 2 and 3 teamers, but I might start betting more frequently instead of only going in through the weekend, right? I'm only mainly betting from Thursday to Sunday, right? And I probably go to put my bets in on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday morning.
Right.
And then I might double back if I want to get like NFL only, or if I double back and I have a bunch. Like I'm only making 2 trips really on the weekend. And but if the bankroll gets at a certain amount, the bets, we got more sports. The NBA is about to start,
On Sunday morning. I can't stress that enough. Knowing the injuries, knowing what people are gonna play. A lot of people last week were not aware about let's see, what quarterbacks were spot up quarterbacks last week. So you had Brian Hoyer got injured during the game. You have Teddy Bridgewater this week. You have Jameis was out. Andy Dalton. A lot of people did not know Andy Dalton was starting in London 5 minutes before the game started. But you have to tune in. Because if you don't tune in, you're gonna be lost in the weeds. So without further ado, we getting straight into locks. We're 10 minutes in. You guys came for the locks. Last week was a good week. We gave you a couple of locks. PMoore Parlay hit you with a couple of college locks. Let me bring those up for you right now.
Yeah, how do we do
So week 4, PMoore Parlay gave you Minnesota -2.5.
Tough one.
That's a lot.
That was tough though. It was a tough game.
It was close.
Very
right?
close.
But
And I changed that game because
a win is a win.
my stomach was turning because Purdue is one of those teams that are not good, but they always upset good teams, right? And I skipped. I got away with that one, right? But they play Maryland this week. We'll talk about that
No,
later.
not college. Pros. We're talking about NFL. He gave you Minnesota -1.5.
Yes, I did. That cash out.
That cashed out. He gave you Green Bay -10.5. A little bit premature. I was on the New England side, but 1-1. I gave you Indianapolis -3.5. Clearly weren't ready for the Titans and Derrick Henry. And I also gave you Kansas City -1.5. And that was my lock of the week.
That was a great lock. I mean,
and we discussed that in depth. If you guys heard, we talked about
Tom Brady in a divorce.
Right. A lot of stuff going on. Injuries happen. Receivers coming off an injury reserve, coming off an injury hiatus for 2 weeks. Everything was playing in Kansas City's favor, and they cashed out. And then the joint pick we gave you guys, Chicago, New York Giants, under 38.5. And that also cashed, did it not?
Cash money. So if you also pay attention,
Once again, that's three out of 5. That's consistently we're giving you 60%. Tell me what capper out there is giving you 60%. Tag them in the chat. Let me know.
On video, on film, right? So look, right, back to the Chiefs, Tampa. Because again, these matchups happen again. You want to know the method behind the madness. If you pay attention, a lot of things I talk about, film and watching games, but also those post-game interviews. When these players open up their mouths, they're giving you gold. When those coaches open up their mouths, they're giving you gold. Mahomes, they say he doesn't know when his last game against Brady is. He said he feels like he's had his last game against Brady 4 times. So that means every time he plays Brady,
he's bringing that A1.
He's playing like he's Thanos throwing Gamora. I need that soul stone, no matter at what cost. That's how he's playing. So just remember that moving forward, because let's be real, Tom Brady's probably going to be in a playoff category, wild card by the end of the season.
Could be a wild card. Bucks will be a wild card. And then let's not scoff at the prop bets that I gave you guys this week. I gave you anytime touchdown bets from James Robinson on the Jags, who had a good day against the Eagles. I gave you Jamal Williams, who gave you 2 tubs. The Lions gave you 2 tubs against Seattle.
Double it up.
With a score of 45-42, something like that.
They almost came back on.
Come on, yo. Like, you guys gotta tune in. You gotta tune in. But this week, clean slate, we wiping the slate. Who do you like for this week?
Yeah, man. So for this week,
let's start. We typically don't go this early in the week. Like I said, typically we go with our show typically is recorded on Wednesday or Thursday. We submit the nitty-gritty. They get it on the radio by Friday. This week we're doing it on Tuesday so that you can get that Thursday night live.
I'm giving you a specialty.
I guarantee 50 push-up bet, 50 sit-up bet, 50 leg lifts, staying in the cut, whatever you want. The Broncos are going to cover and win outright against the Colts this week. That's a lock.
That's a lock.
That is a lock without a doubt. The data, not only does the data show that, there's a couple of things, and I'm gonna tease my 10 commandments, the 10 commandments of betting video. I'm gonna tease it. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. One thing that you should know, teams on Thursday night that are on the road after week 3, they don't cover. You guys gotta think, stop for once in a while, get away from your computers, get away from your ESPN and just think.
Away from your group chats.
Get away from your group chats. I'm a road team. Okay? I just finished playing on Sunday. People gotta go see the trainer. What happens on a Monday?
You gotta go see
treatments.
You gotta go see treatments.
Treatment on Monday.
So Monday's like a day off that's not even a day off because it's already built in as a day off. Right?
Shout out to our sponsors, Bud Light, United Sponsors.
So when you hear day off, so hold on real quick. When you hear this day off, shout out to Bud Light, didn't mean to cut that off. When you hear a day off, that's like an actual day off where typically they have some type of walkthrough or practice, right? The day after the game, it's only film and treatments, right? So let's say they were playing on Sunday and they had a day off. The day off would be Tuesday, and they would have
Correct.
practice Wednesday,
Correct.
right? So I don't want people to think the next game, that day off after the game is already built in. That's a day for treatments, therapy. Feel me? They flying back in town. It's kind of a hybrid family day, whatever. So have you? You got to think the schedule. This ain't college. This ain't Pee Wee. Football games ain't on Friday and Saturday until the playoffs, right? So you got to understand the game's not till Sunday. So you get off on Tuesday. Wednesday's full practice. Tuesday's most likely full practice. I mean, Thursday's full practice. Then you got Friday when you start to tone it down. You got to walk through, right? Even in college, there's only really two.
We didn't get to Friday because it's Thursday night football.
Right. If it was a regular week and they played well, most coaches give them off on Tuesday, right? So then they have Wednesday practice, because that's when you're hearing the injuries. Did they practice Wednesday? Did they practice Thursday? You ain't really hearing the injury reports until Thursday comes, because that's the practice that matters. Did they practice on Thursday? Did they practice on Wednesday? Right? So I'm just telling y'all how football goes and how these locker rooms and coaches establish a routine. That's highly important. When that routine is condensed down and it's a division game, I don't like what I'm seeing against the Raiders. The data says that this
Broncos.
this division game. No, I don't like what I'm seeing against. It's a
Okay.
division game. It's a 3-point spread. I think it's going to be a low scoring game, kind of ground and pound, if you will. And Russell has shown, even though he's getting off slow start, in these spots, in these games, he's shown that he can make plays. And that Derek Carr, I don't want to say he's not. He's just a low.
On Thursday. Playing the Colts Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
So you got Matt Ryan.
Colts
He's
are
running
phony.
3 straight up when facing Russell Wilson.
The Colts are phony, though.
You know, when teams give up 100 yards, this is the stat of the week. When teams give up 100 yards and at least 1 touchdown to Derrick Henry, the following week they are 6-14 straight up, 7-13 against the spread. The odds are not in your favor.
They're not.
Okay. Since last season, after week 1, right? Because we already know teams open up on a Thursday night, week 1 of the NFL season. Outside of Thanksgiving games, road teams were 5-10. That means Thursday, 1 for every 2 home teams. Unless
team that was home. Literally, this is mad, but this is sports betting, and we're getting emotional and hype. But if you bet Thursday night game and you bet the home team, you will profit money and you will be up
by week 17. We're Gucci. So yeah. So with that being said, nah.
It's too late.
We got.
I pledge Omega's high five. It's a done deal. All right. Sorry about that. Shameless plug, but
yeah.
Shout out to the Qs.
Shout out to the real live Qs. So Thursday night we're telling you Broncos, ride the Broncos. If you get them on the reverse, you get them on the teaser. If you get them on money line, take them. Matt Ryan is not doing that for you on Thursday night. That's a lot. But it's the locks that we want to go. Update, survivor pick. We got 1 team left.
Yep. Colts fucked you up.
No, the Browns messed up.
Ooh.
The Browns against Atlanta. I'm thinking that the Browns.
What did we officially give out
They
last
were
week?
up 3. Oh, we officially gave out Minnesota. We're good.
Oh,
yeah. Minnesota carried.
He relied. Boy, hey, look, I knew it.
Kirk after prime time. We took
Kirk time spot is prime time. It's a lot. Because look, I said, hey, I'ma love to wake up and just see Vikings win. Now, it wasn't a nail biter. But hey, you went by an inch, you went by a mile. Vin Diesel said it best, a win is a win.
A win is a win. So with that being said, let's get right into our locks of the week. It's a lot of good games out there this week. I got a couple things that you guys should consider. Number 1, I posted this as the free app, as the free game on the app. If you can get Miami, right now the line is 3.5 points, even with Teddy Bridgewater. Are you serious? You're gonna give Teddy Bridgewater a full week of practice. He's just as Tua. He's not a bad quarterback.
It's just as
More
efficient.
experience, just as efficient.
There's no downgrade.
Against the Jets with Zach Wilson,
There's no downgrade.
when Zach Wilson is sacked 2 times or more,
Mm-hmm.
2 times or more, the Jets are 1-8 straight up. All were by a minimum of 10 points. All you got to do is touch them. Get to Zach Wilson, and the Jets lose by 10 points. That's a lot. That's a lot. Lock in the Dolphins. And I'm telling you, just for the people that are probably asking me right now, well, how do you know the Dolphins are going to sack them 2 times? Well, since 2019, okay, the past 6 meetings, the Dolphins have sacked the Jets quarterback more than 2 times in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Come on.
I mean, that's almost 90%.
It's guaranteed.
Come on, what are we talking about? So,
Taking into consideration that the Dolphins are coming off of an extra weekend of rest. This is almost like a semi-bye week. They're coming off of Thursday night football. So they had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
and they were looking like the best team in the NFL.
Lock in the Dolphins. They're an automatic lock. This 3-team parlay, I'll put my money where my mouth is. You will see $100 on this 3-team parlay that we're going to give you guys today for $600. Lock in money. What you got for them?
Well, real quick about that game, let's be honest, if Tua plays the whole game, if the game's a lot closer, what the Dolphins are thinking is, hey, one little thing happened, we're undefeated.
And that's it.
We're undefeated. So that means they're the best team in football next to the Eagles, right? So I don't see a downgrade. Like when you're calculating on your boards, we all do that. We all got our power ratings from ESPN
We all got our power.
PMoore Parlay
Ain't that
to Joe, the crackhead around the corner on North Avenue. All right, let's be real. Everybody has their power rankings of who they think, right? And when things change, the quarterbacks change, right? That rush ain't really that much of a difference. Tua, my boy, ain't that much of a difference, right? And Teddy Bridgewater is more mobile than Tua, right? Because Tua is kind of a little playing. He's still young. He's still a little scary.
Right. Tua was more mobile in college.
In NFL, Tua ain't a mobile quarterback. He can get to a first down, don't get me wrong, but so can a guy like Carson Wentz, right?
Correct.
Teddy Bridgewater, even though he looks slow, don't get me wrong, he's not gonna make those mistakes. Because one, he's got a little less pressure on his back. He's got a lot more weapons than he's ever had. Right? And he did have the Vikings and Dalvin Cook, but he ain't have guys that touching the ball on a 5-yard slant, taking it to the house. This is completely different. He's getting a full week of practice. They're getting that faith and trust in him.
Full week.
That means
That matters.
100%. So let's get the PMoore locks, right? I'm gonna shake something up a little bit. I love the over of the Tennessee-Washington game.
Over under.
I love the over. Right now it's at 42.5. That will go up to 43 or 44. I promise you. Right? It's at home. A Washington Commanders home game.
You said it was at 42.5 right now?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I love that 42.5. I think it's a 23-24 game, honestly. I think it's a close game, but I think at least, 3 touchdowns are scored on both sides, right? I think the Washington football team has outstanding receivers that can get the job done as long as Carson Wentz is not getting rushed by top-tier D-line and linebacker rushers, right? And if you look, Tennessee isn't really a high-caliber defensive line team. However, they have a high-caliber running back who is just now getting to the rhythm. And if you listen to the last show, Derrick Henry doesn't really start the first couple of games well, but once he starts, he rolls. I think he had 2 touchdowns. I think I saw one get called back. I'm not sure on that, but
it's gonna be a problem.
I think it's gonna be a problem. I think it's gonna be a problem for the Titans secondary, and I think it's gonna be a problem for the Washington Commanders rush game. I'm taking over the total 42.5. Now, this next pick, I'm a little remiss, right? I lean towards Minnesota -7. It's a division game. They're playing the Bears. However, Minnesota's at home, and it's a non-divisional game. I also like leaning towards, which is another 7-point spread, Jacksonville at home versus Houston. Those are both similar spots. Home for the teams that I like on the side, but it's a touchdown. That's a lot of points in a division game. So with the rules that we like to play at, I'm going to stay off of those for the official play that we're going to give you. And I'm going to bet against my boy Tom Brady. right? For the past 10 years, it's been a rule of mine, don't bet against Tom. I'm not really betting against him. 8.5 points is way too much. I don't know what you're saying. I'm saying 8.5 with Tampa Bay. That's way too many points with a Mariota who is playing like he's trying to resurrect his career. Like trying to resurrect, right? He is playing very well.
I think you might regret that one.
I might regret it, but
I think this is the game that Brady. Is always plays Brady in these bounce back spots, right?
They do.
Whether he loses to the Saints or he loses to another team, it's almost like, oh, I got the Falcons this week. Let's go forward.
But the issue with that I found out, normally Atlanta's defense is deplorable. They're a top 5 defense right now in my book. And the Tampa doesn't have. While Tom's mind is out of it, his players are hurt. Julio's doing Julio things, not getting in the end zone. The only thing they really have is Mike Evans. I think they signed the old boy from Buffalo, white boy.
Cole Beasley.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all. He's gonna.
He did. He's
on the couch. He's got to come back. Made it. He's gonna get him. He's not a guy that's a game changer that's gonna get in the end zone.
So you're taking Atlanta plus 8.5.
I'm taking Atlanta plus 8.5. I'm locking it in. I'm putting 50 push-ups on it. That's how I'm betting against Tom Brady this week. Cause I ain't betting against him. I'm getting over a touchdown. Come on, let's get it. 50 push-ups. PMoore Parlay. Who's taking it? Let me know.
And he's taking plus 8.5 Atlanta.
Get it.
Gotta put that in the chat for a record.
We gotta get our share again.
So hold on, let me give you one more. So I gave you Miami minus 3.5.
So play, that's just a Thursday special.
Yeah, Thursday was the Indianapolis Broncos. That was a Thursday special. I'm going to give you guys. There's a couple of picks that I think are going to be fruitful. Just to let you know, my survivor pick, New England, since 2019 when the team was on a 2-game losing streak and faced the Patriots, they're 0-6 straight up. Good on New England. The only thing that I'm going to caution you guys on is find out who the starting quarterback is. If Mac Jones is coming back,
that's your survivor pick.
Huh?
Your survivor pick. You only got one left, and it's on Patriots.
If Mac Jones is playing, if Mac Jones is not,
he did, but he was only handing the ball off. Or was that Daniel Jones?
No.
That was Daniel Jones that went back in. Yeah. Mac Jones, I don't know. I told you I saw his ankle turn the other way.
Okay, so we gotta monitor that.
We gotta give him a play by the end survivor pick.
So let's go to a different direction. I can't do it, but what I can do, I'm gonna give you guys the Saints. The Saints are a 5.5 point now. The 10 crack commandments, aka the 10 betting commandments. You hear me say often. If a spread is 5.5 points, what that means is that the bookies don't know what to do. That's why
it's a magic number.
They don't know. I don't know what how to go with it. They're more than a field goal, but they're not quite a touchdown. Let's give them 5.5. That's always a mistake for the bookies. I'm telling you right now, get on New Orleans. New Orleans is at home.
And also,
returning from London.
The betting public reacts to what they just saw. Geno Smith just put up 47
Geno is not that guy. There's a reason why this is his 7th NFL team. Yeah. There's a reason why.
He's put up a lot of points. He's looking very well. Everybody's high, like, oh, no way. The Geno and them lose to the New Orleans Saints, whoever, Andy Dalton,
In the last 20 years.
Be careful.
In the last 20 years, in weeks 5 or 6, when the team gives up 40 points, Seattle just gave up 42 points to the Lions. The following game, they're 0-4 against the spread. What are we talking about?
See, facts like that, you can't rebuke.
You can't rebuke that. On the other side, since 2014, now given that Drew Brees has been with the Saints for during the time of this duration, when the Saints face the Seahawks during the regular season, they're 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. Guys, you can take New Orleans -4. There's a reason. They're 5.5 because they really should be 7.5. Shout out to, okay, we got Anthony Armstead, the 10 crack commandments. You already know.
Give us
Put your questions in the chat about a game. If it's not a free game, I'll still give you the facts. Appreciate you showing love. Take New Orleans -5.5. I don't expect that spread. I expect that spread to move up. So if you can go tonight to Horseshoe or Maryland Live and you can get 5.5 right now, lock that in now, because that number's going to be 7.5 by Saturday night.
It's hard to win in New Orleans. Let's be real. It's very hard to win in New So we got 2 and 2, right? We
We
gotta
got
give a
2 and
share
2.
pick.
We got 2 and 2.
Okay. How you feel about Jacksonville, man? I feel like
No chance.
my boy said no change.
No chance I'm putting money on.
Bounce back.
Season of Trevor Lawrence before I
A
start.
season?
Like, yeah, I got to see it.
So you got to see a season of Jalen Hurts because he wasn't convincing me last year.
Jalen Hurts got drafted in 2019. He's got a couple.
Right? When did
seasons
Trevor
in the
Lawrence get drafted?
last year. This is his second season. Jalen Hurts got 3 seasons.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. So that, all I'm saying, and he the bros too. So I mean,
Sorry.
he said, "I'm making top 5. Wait in the betting world."
Maybe on defense it does. Okay, we can scratch that. I'm not even gonna try.
There's other teams. I mean, we're here right now. You guys see in the background.
Minnesota's gonna blow the Bears out, but I don't like the division games.
Stay away from it. You see who's in the background right now?
I'm just telling you.
Number 8 is in the background. They've covered every time me and PMoore Parlay put it on, but this week I would advise against it. Sunday night football in the bank. We're about 10 minutes down the street from the bank. It's right. We're looking right over it on my rooftop deck. I'm telling you right now, things are not looking good for the Ravens. The one thing that has been consistent throughout the year is the data on the Ravens has been 100% accurate.
It has.
Every week, whatever data we give you on the Ravens, it comes to fruition.
It has, and it's hard to be really because we're skewed with this team because it's the home team. But the facts and the data don't lie. Now I don't want to dwell too much. This episode's been kind of going long. We really need to give a share pick.
I mean, we're live.
We're I mean, what do you? I feel like taking the over of Arizona Philly is a very smart play. Again, I don't like the defense of the Eagles. They give up points, but they put up points. Jalen Hurts has more weapons than Tua has. They might not be
A little bit more definitive. What do you like with this Pittsburgh Buffalo game?
That's not definitive. They're gonna both give you 25 at least, easy.
Total on the Bills Steelers.
47. I don't like 47.
Yeah, let's go under. I love it. I love the under there.
I don't. Josh Allen might torch the Steelers.
Yeah, 37-7.
It might be 50-0. They got no.
50 points.
Zach Wilson just put up what 30 on them
The
boys.
last time somebody put up 50 points was Jared Goff against.
That's not true. Somebody just put up 48.
No, 50.
I mean, 50 and 48 are close to me. That's still an 7.
Jared Goff played your boy from Kansas City, P. Mahomes. I want to say back in 2018. They played in Mexico. They played in La Tolteca, the stadium out there. I believe the score was something like 54-50.
I mean, I just think Josh Allen puts double what Zach Wilson put up.
Cool, but why do you think that Zach Wilson is going to put up any points on
He
the
already
Bills?
did. No, I'm saying Zach Wilson put up 24 on the Steelers. Josh Allen's going to put up double what Zach Wilson did. Easily.
Maybe not.
Because Josh Allen he had his bad game against the Ravens. The Ravens just
14 and still cover and still have the under. Yes.
they can, but I don't see anyone. The secondary of the Steelers is in shambles.
Cool. You don't like it? Then I don't love it.
I don't like it. I don't know. We gotta move on. We gotta really put our minds together. I know you don't like Dallas.
Green Bay is -7.5 at home against the Giants. It might not get any easier.
It's tough because we don't know the quarterback situation. Daniel Jones went in, but he only handed the ball.
Well, who's their backup?
You tell me.
Right.
Yeah. Jones isn't going to be 100%. But their team isn't good because of Daniel Jones. Their team isn't good because they have a defense and they have
with their defense. The Bears.
All their games been low scoring. Every game's been won by the defense.
The Bears.
Who else?
Baker Mayfield and the Panthers.
Titans. Right?
We're talking about teams that don't have good offenses. Baker.
They don't have good offense.
Josh.
But the
Okay.
right now today the Packers told me yesterday. But Belichick was like, y'all ain't all that it's cracked up to be. We could actually win with bums. Or keep it close. Right? I think the NFC, that's the NFC East,
Chargers
right?
go across to Cleveland. Let's give them an over-under. Let's give them an over-under. I'm
like
telling
that.
you right now, I do like the under on the Carolina-San Francisco game. San Francisco just played the Rams on Monday night, and now they're flying all the way across to Charlotte,
Because
North
Baker's not
Carolina
getting in the end
to
zone
play
a
the
lot.
Carolina
He's not.
Panthers.
He's not getting in the end zone.
Under on that.
I like that.
What's the?
I like that.
point
If you don't like what I'm trying to tell you about with the Giants, I love the under
what's
of
the
San
point
Fran, Carolina. Short week for San Fran. San Fran has a very nice defense, right? They showed that. They showed that against the Rams that they're
total?
top.
42?
I'm seeing 39. But however, 39 don't scare me because
No, you don't. Not
if
in this
you
league.
if you
no.
look at the NFL, this is just a fact. If you don't know sports betting, if you bet the highest over every week and you bet the lowest under every week, you will end up winning by the end of the 17-week season.
San Francisco, Carolina.
You can
under
put your money behind that one.
39.
39 and a half. I like it. It's going to be a
Those
very
are 5 blocks.
gridlock game. I'm
Miami
talking
3.5. Saints minus
15 to
5.5.
21.
Atlanta plus 8.5. PMoore Parlay gave you. And he also gave you Tennessee, Washington over 42.5. And then we'll give you San Francisco, Carolina under 39.5. Those are 5 blocks. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Now, college football.
Hold on, give me those 5 again. I'm going to tell you guys what that pays out.
Miami minus 3.5.
2 seconds. Clearing off.
New Orleans minus 5.5.
Hold on. I got the Falcons. Ooh, they moving up to 9. So hold on. Falcons. Who else?
Falcons plus 8.5 or 9.5, whatever you can get them at now.
Yep. Then who do you have?
Over Tennessee, Washington, 42.5. And New Orleans minus 5.5.
43 on this one. This is not official. It's DraftKings. 43.
DraftKings is not a sponsor. Shout out to Bud Light.
Shout out to Bud Light. They ain't a sponsor either, but we hear you.
We're listening. Call me. New Orleans minus 5.5, Miami minus 3.5.
New Orleans. Saints, what time they play? Minus 5.5, and what was the last one?
Miami minus 3.5.
They play at 1.
5-team parlay.
I'm missing one. I got Falcons, Dolphins, Titans, Saints, and Panthers under, right? That don't getting low. I might have to buy that one. I might have to take the alternate line real quick.
So that's a 5-team parlay. Speaking of parlay, PMoore Parlay is going to give you your college locks. Last week, just a brief recap, he gave you Middle Tennessee State plus 4.5. It gave you Washington Huskies money line. He gave you Minnesota minus 12.5. He gave you OU 6.5. He gave you NC State plus 6.5, and he gave you Michigan minus 10.5. Those are the plays PMoore Parlay gave you last week.
Before I talk about that 5-team for NFL we just gave you, right now on DraftKings, that is paying $100 when it's $24.90. I don't know if something's wrong with this, but there might be a boost in here. Because that's a 5-teamer. $100, $2,300, $2,400, basically $2,500. You're walking away. Let's cash out. So play Parlay P, call me whatever you want, but I got the locks. So we going straight live with it. You know, I've been looking at these. This is early in the week, mind you, very early in the week. I'm looking at Coastal Carolina, minus 13. They're going to get it done. They are on the road, right? Don't be scared of Coastal Carolina. They're going to blow out the conference. They're going to go undefeated. I'm not too worried about that. I don't really need to give too much into that. I do want to let you know they're playing a trash team, University of Louisiana Monroe. UM Monroe, completely bet against team. They're like a UMass, right?
So what's the spread?
Spread is minus 13. So I'm getting under 2 touchdowns. Lock it in. I love that spread. Coastal Carolina been cashing out on tickets all year.
Since last season.
Since last season. I mean, if I just go here, last ticket that I cashed out, $30 won $1,100. We're looking at Michigan minus 6.5 over Oklahoma State, Baylor, Air Force versus Navy, Air Force money line, Cincinnati versus Tulsa, Cincinnati money line, Coastal Carolina versus Georgia Southern. They came back for the win. Money line last week, you can cash that out. So this week, we're putting them back on the ticket with a minus 13, okay? Lock that in. Now, don't be scared, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be scared. Taking Cincinnati minus 27.5 against University of South Florida. Yes, USF, that team with that little green bull-looking Taurus, they're trash. All right, Joe Hayden's little brother went there. Ever since he went there, that team gets blown out by 30, no matter who they play. I think they won from Temple.
Easily.
Cincinnati's gonna blow them out. It's gonna be like 40-3. Put it like that. Next game, moving right along. Liberty, 24.5. Who is Liberty playing? Let's see. They're playing UMass, another bet against team, completely bet against team. Liberty, team in the country. Liberty has a great. They're gonna score 45 points. It's probably gonna be, I would say 45-10. You know, UMass might score, you know, a field goal and a touchdown late in the game. But Liberty, they just took a tough loss 2 weeks ago to Wake Forest.
Right.
It was a nail-biter, high-scoring game. So they have the ability to put up points on a bigger, stronger, faster team. They're going against UMass. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not even going to explain that anymore. Now, these next two are money lines. These are very sharp plays, okay? Very sharp plays. We got Tennessee going into LSU Tiger territory, okay? This is going to be a good game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think Tennessee blows them out. I think it's a very good, tight, nitty-gritty game.
You're taking the points.
No, I'm taking the money line. I'm not taking the points. Tennessee's -3. I'm taking the money line. I'm not losing by a field goal in this game. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you just got to take what's in front of you. If you ain't, if that game is away in college at night, just take the money line.
That college energy is different.
Overtime, double overtime, and a lot of those games, you know, the overtime rules change where you got to go for 2-point conversions after double overtime, right? So that field goal can burn you. You don't want to be the guy looking at your tickets and be like, hey, like I used to be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
I used to be that guy 5 years ago, just having fun, losing money by one team. Yeah, it's exciting to say I got almost everything right, but you know what's more exciting? Telling wifey, hey, I do this betting shit. We just cashed out. We'll put this money in the bank shortly.
Yeah.
Hey, they getting me in my
Go
bag.
buy unless it's truck.
They getting me in my bag right now. All right. So we ain't gonna say no more. Tennessee money line over LSU. The last one I'm gonna give you is another money line. We're going with the home team, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure.
Yeah. Playing a team that upsets a lot of people, right? But I'm going with to a little brother. Home team money lining. Again, another point spread, -3. Maryland's at home. Maryland, some people would say this is a sandwich game. I say it's a momentum game, right? They still got Ohio State on their schedule. They still got Penn State on their schedule. They're going to beat one of those teams. And the way they do it is steamrolling with momentum. Starting last week, we're rolling on through. All right, so we got Tennessee money line. We got UMD money line. We got Liberty with the points. We got Coastal Carolina with the points. And we have Cincinnati with the points. That's a 5-teamer right there. It's going to pay out lovely. What we got for the player props?
Player props. If you didn't just cash out from PMoore, has been hitting you with college locks all season long. And if you haven't been getting them, I don't know what to tell you. It's free money out there, folks. A lot of people take their money, they invest it in stocks. Some people put it in the index, some people put it in real estate. There's no market that you can put $5 in and you can multiply your money by 2,500 an hour later. There's no market that does that. Except player props this week. Let's start with going back to our Thursday night game. Pittman. I told you the Colts were going to lose. Pittman's going to have a good outing. 6 catches, 84 yards. If you do the over, I think his over-under is around 60 yards receiving. Go the over. Pittman over 60 yards receiving. Go ahead and lock that in.
Don't forget about those alternative
Forget about
as
that.
well.
Forget about that. Anytime touchdown, Saquon against the Packers.
I like
No touchdown against the Packers. People are running it in the end zone. Saquon is on a tear. He has something to prove. He's in top 5 in rushing. Anytime touchdown, Saquon Barkley. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. And then the last one I'm going to give you guys, it's going to be a bit of surprise. The Washington Commanders can't be bums the entire season. They're not going to go 0 for 17. Right. Maybe they'll go 1 for 16. Can carry 64 yards. If you can do the over-under Gibson 50 yards, take Gibson over 50 yards rushing. I wouldn't throw in the tub there, but Tennessee gives up rushing touchdowns, so you can. But I would definitely take the over 50 yards rushing. It's probably minus 114 right now. Go ahead and take that and add that in.
I think that game's a battle of the running backs. I think obviously Derrick Henry and the Titans have a better running game, but the Washington Gibson is I like Gibson personally. I like him, the way his style, his running ability. You know, again, as long as Carson Wentz ain't getting rushed and getting sacked, they're gonna rely on that running game, and that running game's gonna open up with them young fast receivers that they got that can make spectacular catches. So
let me recap. I said Gibson over 50 yards rushing, Pittman over 60 yards receiving, and then anytime touchdown from Saquon Barkley. Those are 3 locks. If you're one of the 3 lucky people turning in live that's not going to hear this, try to squeeze in Sunday morning right before the game start, then good for you. Tag your winning bet at Pro Football Forensics. Tag PMoore Parlay, no days off. Paul.
So where we at? We got the survivor pick left.
Survivor pick.
This is tough.
This is the toughest one of the day.
But I'm not gonna lie, when me and Don are at odds, we usually profit. We listen to each other. Even though we battle it out and debate.
We got 1 pick left. And it's a tough slate.
Have you used the Vikings yet?
I used the Vikings last week.
Okay.
They carried me.
They carried you.
London. Shout out to the London Vikings. Moved on. I'm looking at a lot of teams. I feel like Buffalo's probably a safe pick here. Going back to the 10 crack commandments, aka the 10 betting commandments. 10 betting commandments. Commandment number 7. When you see a fresh face, fade it. When you see a fresh face, fade the game. I can't tell you how many times over the years a backup quarterback, a rookie, somebody got pulled off of the waivers, gets put into a starting position, and that team has no film on this quarterback. They have had scout and practice team against somebody else. They have been game planning for somebody else all week for a team to give you a new quarterback, and he stuns them because there's no film on him. In this instance, I'm not doing that with Kenny Pickett. There's enough film on him. The Bills are for real. They're gonna beat this.
I think Kenny Pickett's for real too, but the Bills are just too good of a team. Mike Tomlin doesn't have a grasp on his team again.
You might get them on
every time. Doesn't have a grasp on his team. They go on a losing streak. Stay off the Steelers. Don't even think about that plus 14. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
I think this week you're not going to get a clear Buffalo money line here. But if that's too good to be true and you don't want the Bills, let's give you a backup. Just in case. Who you like on the backup?
On the backup, to be honest,
I like San Francisco.
I like San Fran and I like the Saints. But I think San Fran goes better because I think the story of Baker is going to really get exposed this week. And I think the San Fran just showed with Jimmy Garoppolo. Not only Jimmy and Debo are playing outstanding, but their defense. That surprised me. Like Matt Stafford was getting rushed or going down. I mean, Cooper Kupp, they had to throw to him 25 times for him to get 14 catches. What's going on? There's an issue there when you're throwing to one person 25 times in a game. You just gave Allen Robinson all his money, and he's only getting 2 targets a game. It ain't because he a bum. It ain't because Matt Stafford's a bum.
Right.
That defense is strapping. Some people got figured out.
What are you going to do? It's bye weeks coming up, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions have a bye week coming up.
There's no bye week this week, right? But the first bye week is next week.
The first bye week is next week.
That's important as well.
Guys, that's part of the 10 crack commandments, aka the 10 betting commandments. Know your bye weeks, know your injuries, know your weather. Last week, weather impacted the games. The over-under for the Ravens Bills was 50.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I don't know why that was so high.
Under 50 in the rain. Anytime it's raining, you guys can go to under. Show me a game that went over in the rain, and I'll show you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you a game that the refs had money on a lot.
I like the Niners as a lock just to win money line.
Niners and Bills are your money line locks for this week.
I think those skill players for the Carolinas are starting to turn their back on Baker. We just ain't seen it yet. It just hasn't come out in the media yet. Because them guys they like, yo, what? Give me the damn ball.
Guys, we gave you a ton of picks, both on the NFL and the college scene. We're doing a 50-minute live stream. This is going to be open all week. Don't wait until Sunday to watch us. Tune in, tap in with us on the IG story this week if you have questions. Tap in with us. We may go live on IG later this week also, just to do some spot up when more research is done.
Probably Thursday. Things could change between now and Thursday.
Correct.
So I want to end. Don't want to end the show just yet. I do want to talk about, getting to the best number. Right? You either need to be able to have a window early in the week or have a window later in the week once you have all the information. I spoke earlier how NFL practices are ran. Wednesday and Thursday are those real practices where player might play on not play on Wednesday, but they do practice on Thursday, right? So that's when those injury reports are coming out, when these local reporters are at the practice, they're telling you what happened. A lot of the information is readily available for you. Okay, so you research, you base your information on what you have throughout the week. Then by Thursday, Friday, listen to those expert analysts, right? These guys on ESPN. That's when you go sound bites, right? You don't have their first impression from Monday to Wednesday. A lot of people reacted to what they just saw, this, that, and the third. The numbers are going to change so much between now and Friday that on Friday you take what you have from the week and then you narrow it down. Like, okay, what scares me? What can burn me? Where am I being too greedy at? Okay.
And you got to look for that.
You got to look for that, right? Because even though you've done all this research and all the signs are showing green in this area, you got to think on the opposite side. Okay, what of this am I not seeing clearly? Right? That's one part of it. Two is getting your bet in and where you get it in at, right? In the DMV area, I would say
three places.
I would say the M area. So in Maryland, sports betting isn't legal online yet, right? Not yet. I would say within 30, 45 days, we should be able to. But part of that is getting to the casino or getting to that Delaware or PA or VA line to get your bet in, right? So you need to have that time allocated within your schedule already. If you're listening to us live and you're writing these notes down and you're making your picks and selections based on information that Brother Lily is giving you and Brother PMoore Parlay is throwing out, then you gotta have your window to get it in. Because when this line changes or information changes, the bet changes, right? You got to be on the winning side. And, a late bet is a smart bet. However,
smart bet. Repeat that. I don't think they caught that.
A late bet is a smart bet. But I'm not saying get there late. I'm not saying go in an hour before the game because you're going to be in line for 2 hours. You're going to miss it, right? So when I say have your time slot allocated, and everybody's busy. Everybody has obligations within their family, within their job, within their social life. But if this is something you're trying to do and you want to profit it and you just don't want to do this for fun, you need to have that time where you're waking up at 8 a.m. and you're going into that casino where there's no lines in there. And you got time to yourself. You have your notebook out, you have your phone out, and you're like, yo, this is what I'm betting on.
And you're downloaded the Pro Football Forensics app, and you're just going here and just selecting what bets you want.
Easy.
And locking them in.
It's easy. It's just as easy as that. But if you go in at 11 o'clock, 10:30 on a Sunday or a Saturday.
Lines packed.
You got people behind you. You got your notepad out. People be like, yeah. People, it's too much commotion. You can't get your thoughts straight. So now you feel rushed. That's not what
hostile.
This is real. I don't care if it's $20, I don't care if it's $100, I don't care if it's $500. I'm not being rushed ever to put my bets in. If I go in a casino and the casino's too long, hey, I gotta take this L today. My L is not placing that bet. Right? Now, one thing people don't know is you can also go to the booth. You don't have to go to the kiosk at the casino. And I'm mainly talking about FanDuel Sportsbook at Live, but also at Horseshoe. You can go into the ticket booth, right? Caesars. So you can go to the booth. They're just going to limit you on how many legs you can put on a parlay. They're most likely going to keep it 5 or less. However, if it's not a packed or busy time, they're going to let you do what you want, right? They're going to let you get a 5, 7 teamer in. If nobody's in the casino, there's no line. Right. So these are things that you got to know
about the casino. Because if you're going in there and telling shorty or wifey, like, yo, I'm gonna be a quick 30 minutes in and out, and you in line, or you ain't even get, like, that's just causing mayhem in your life. You feel like, oh, I'm going to gamble and wasting all this time and money. When actually, no, it's strategic. It's actually a strategic second source of income. While inflation is happening, we're talking about how the price of milk, the price of gas, everything. So it's in my routine. Some toll money to drive to Delaware to put bets in, right? So if I have expenses with the bets I'm putting in, I have expenses with gas money, I have expenses with tolls, I have expenses with, if I'm taking an hour and a half drive, I gotta eat, right? So I'm spending 25 to get to my bet extra on top. Then that changes, I want to get another bet in. Then I got to go do this all over again, right? So again, have your routine. If you got somebody that puts in bets for you, have that plan negotiated early in the week. You can't be calling your boy up like, yo, PMoore Parlay, can you, where you put, my bets is already in, cuz.
It's too late.
My bets is already in. Sorry. I just wanted to say that because as this culture of sports betting gets bigger, you gotta find your niche, you gotta find your routine, you gotta find your rules, and you gotta stick to them, right? Rules are everything in this game. Not only with money management, but what you bet on, right? Division games. Right now, me and in Monday night games in the first 4 weeks. I just don't. There's no point. Unless it's like a super guaranteed lock, and I might just bet a money line.
Uncertainty.
Having the last leg ride on a Sunday night or a Thursday or a Monday. Because every time it's been riding on that, I've lost. Week 1, I would have won 3 bands if the Buccaneers and Cowboys went over the total of 50 points, right?
But you would think they would, right? But Dak got hurt.
But Dak, 7 points the whole game. What points?
Right.
So I'm going over to the bruh's house, having a great time. I'm like, yo, I'm about to get lit, watch the game. I was depressed. Like, Paul, you're not following your rules. That's really why I was depressed. Because in the back of my mind, I was like, Paul,
you know your rules.
I know this ain't going right. This ain't gonna go right. So I just want to end y'all off on that. That's golden information about if you really want to get into this, you gotta have those things in play. Peace and love, fam.
Shout out to us. Shout out to Nitty Gritty Sports Talk. Tap in with us this week on live Thursday night and potentially Saturday and Sunday. I may be making a guest appearance in Harris Casino in Atlantic City on Sunday. If you want to see me, feel free to pull up there. And we just have so much more in store for you guys. Lock in with us. Most importantly, download the Pro Football Forensics app. It's available on both the iOS and Google Play Store. ASAP. Don't miss out on these picks. It's a lot of people. If you go to the app, you'll see we made over $7,000 in winnings as far as our users. Don't waste time. Lock in with us this week.